वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मवादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तौटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तो पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तः शान्तः शान्तिः। सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र
सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते
यत्र
वाक्यैः सूत्रानुकारिभिः
सूत्रानुकारिभिः
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते
भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः।
भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः।
तृतीय मुंडक द्वितीय खंड द्वितीय मंत्रः। कामानि कामयते मन्यमानः
कामान्यकामयते मन्यमानः
स कामभिर्जायते तत्र तत्र
स कामभिर्जायते तत्र तत्र
पर्याप्तकामस्य कृतात्मनस्तु
पर्याप्तकामस्य कृतात्मनस्तु
ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha.
इहैव
इहैव
सर्वे
प्रतीयन्ति
प्रतीयन्ति
कामाः
कामाः
We have seen this mantra, Bhashya Sagitam. Mukshoho kamatyaga eva mukhya sadhanam pradhana sadhanam. Kamatyaga, free from desires. Because desire, ichcha, is the factor, the important factor which binds a jiva into samsara. Therefore, kama. And there are bhuti kamaha and atma kamaha. Bhuti kamaha, otherwise you can say anatma kamaha. Therefore, they have pravritti. They have pravritti with regard to the accomplishments of artha and kama. So, artha kama pradhana purushaha, bhuti kamaha. Moksha pradhana purushaha, apta kamaha. Atma kamaha. Atma kamaha will become apta kamaha later. Atma kamaha means mumukshuha ityartaha. So before becoming apta kamaha, they were atma kamaha. So the previous mantra, the previous mantra, where it was said, that is the first mantra of this kanda, this we talked about the dhiraha, vivekiraha, akamaha, otherwise atmakamaha. In contrast to that, the first line of this mantra talks about dhutikamaha. So the difference between them is their object of desires are different. In fact, for atmakama, atma cannot be considered as an object because it is oneself. It is siddha vishaya, siddha vishayatvat. It is not really an object to be accomplished. He has understood the very goal of life, the purpose of life, the purushartha, clarity with regard to purushartha. Therefore, his mind is clear with regard to what he wants to accomplish. As Bhagavan says in Gita, Shruti Vipratipannate, Yada Sthasyati Nischala, Samadha Vachala Buddhi, Tada Yogam Avapsyasi. Yada te moha kalinam buddhir vyatitarishyati, Tada Gantasi Nirvedam Shrotasya, Shrotavyasya Shrutasya cha iti. Therefore, the Atmakamaha, who have clarity with regard to what they need. So therefore, they are free from the desires for anatma. They have desire only for atma, that is moksha. They are mumukshu ityartaha. So therefore, mumukshutvam, that is muktam ichcha, it is pointed out that mumukshutvam, the important sadhana, the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, the intensity of that mumukshutvam, the intensity of mumukshutvam, what that a person has. So that determines is the effort what he undertakes to gain the end. So the more the mumukshutvam, the more the person will be away from anatma ichcha, anatma kama. So this mukta ichcha and the appropriate prayatna, the effort should be in the right direction. That is, he is mumukshu, but he has to know that moksha is only by jnana, therefore jignasu. So therefore, guru pasadanam, shastra adhyayanam, shravanam, the right effort. Even when the other qualifications are not absolutely present, if tibra mumukshutva, yata dagda shiraha, as though one's fire is on fire, one's head is on fire, the person has intense mukshutva, then the goal is not far for the person to accomplish. So, ihaiva eva previliyanti. Once he becomes aptakamaha, all the desires will resolve in that person. So, he will, by gaining atma, gaining in terms of knowing, he becomes free from the desires. All the desires, they find fulfillment in it. Previliyanti results in it. So, therefore, mumukshutvam is pointed out. Paryapta kamasya kritatmanastu igaiva sarve previliyanti kamaha. So all the kama previliyanti iha eva jivan eva. And is paryapta kamaha, paryaptam asavantaha aptaha kamaha yasya saha. And is kritatmanaha kritam atma yena saha. Paramatma swarupena svena parena kritaha. Paramatma is myself. Therefore, is paryapta kamaha, therefore kritatmanaha. Son, all the kamas resolves in him. So therefore, since kamas are not there, that is a hetu. Therefore, that's a vinashat, punarjanmana vidyate, it doesn't come back, so therefore he becomes free. Jivan muktihi and maranantaram videha muktihi. So mumukshuttam, the important factor. Now the same, the idea of mumukshuttam is further, is highlighted in the next the mantra, third mantra. So let's read the Sangati. Yadi evam
यदि एवं
सर्वलाभात्
सर्वलाभात्
परमः आत्मलाभः
सर्वलाभात् परमः आत्मलाभः
तल्लाभाय प्रवचनादयः उपायाः बाहुल्येन कर्तव्याः इति प्राप्ते इदम् उच्यते नायमात्मा प्रवचनेन लभ्यः
नायमात्मा प्रवचनेन लभ्यः
न मेधया न बहुना श्रुतेन
न मेधया न बहुना श्रुतेन
यमे वैष वृणुते तेन लभ्यः
यमैवैष वृणुते तेन लभ्यः
तस्यैष आत्मा विवृणुते तनुं स्वाम्
तस्यैष आत्मा विवृणुते तनुं स्वाम्
So here, in this mantra, in continuation, the Atma Icha, that is the mumukshutva. What is mumukshutva? In fact, it is defined. What is mumukshutva? Muktamicha mumuksha. The desire for kama is there because of which a person is samsara. But if the desire for atma is there, then the person becomes free from the desires, binding desires, and he becomes free from samsara. So, therefore, the only solution, upaya, only solution for the upaya, only solution the upaya for to get rid of kama is turn the kama, shift the desire for anatma into desire for atma. That is atma, atma icha, atma kamaha, bhavet. When you have kama for atma, then this samsara is stopped. That samsara, the cycle is snapped. The person becomes free from this Janma Marana Chakra. So Mumukshutvam, therefore, is choosing the Atma as the priority, as a priority in one's life. It is the Purushartha, understanding that all the other Purushartha are indirectly meant to arrive at this clarity that what I seek in and through all the Purushartha is only moksha, that is freedom from all sorts of insecurities and unhappiness, discomfort. What I want is freedom. Therefore, mumukshutvam, that is the important sadhanam. Mumukshutvam. So, therefore, the other sadhanas, compared to other sadhanas, mumukshutvam is important. Even if other sadhanas are not present, if mumukshutvam is there, the person will achieve the goal. Because when mumukshutvam is there, other sadhanas slowly he will gain other qualifications slowly he will gain. In fact, there is no question of other sadhanas not being present. If he has got clarity with regard to what he wants, the clarity with regard to the goal, then sadhana, he will take up the appropriate sadhana in course of time. Because the mumukshutvam is there. When it becomes tivra, then you would see himself as that person, what he wants to be. So that he becomes that person with all the sadhanas, it's all the qualifications that is the required for gaining the sadhya. The other sadhanas which is highlighted here, which we saw before also, satya, satyena labhyaha, tapasa labhyaha, brahmacharyena iti. All the sadhanas are important. They are not undervalued, but mumukshutvam is important, therefore that is highlighted. So if mumukshutvam is not there, if moksha is not one's priority, what is mumukshutvam is priority, that having moksha as a priority. That is mumukshutvam. If the mumukshutvam is not the priority, then the person, even though other sadhanas are present, other disciplines are present, other disciplines he may follow, but that will not take him to the goal. So therefore, the Shruti here highlights the importance of this mumukshutvam. By the virtue of mumukshutvam, the person, the emphasizing the virtue of mumukshutvam, even at the extent of dismissing other sadhanas, that is how the Shruti says. It's called Nahirinda Nyaya. It is not that other sadhanas are underestimated or dismissed. When you want to emphasize a particular sadhana, so that sadhana is emphasized at the cost of other sadhana. Doesn't mean other sadhanas are not important. So that is the method here. So therefore here it says, Vashakara connects the mantra of the Sangati, Yadi evam sarvalabhat paramaha atmalabha. Yadi evam, if in this manner, if so, sarvalabhat, Sarvalabhat Atmalabha is Paramalabha. Paramaha, the greatest, highest. Labha is accomplishment, achievement. Atmalabhat Atmalabhat Paramalabha Nasti. Therefore, Sarvalabhat Paramalabha Atmalabha. Atma is Atmalabha. Atmalabha is gaining of Atma, knowing Atma. Compared to all the other achievements, Paramalabha is this Atmalabha, the highest achievement. That is the goal. Parama Purushartha is this Atmalabha, this Moksha Purushartha. So Atmalabha, Labha gain. Gain means that is sought after. Therefore Purushartha. So Moksha Purushartha is Parama Purushartha iti. Sarva Labha, Anya Purushartebhyaha, Moksha Purushartha, Parama Purushartha ityartha. That is the meaning. Sarva Labhat, Sarva referring to all the Artha, Dharma Artha Kama, compared to all the gainings, achievements, which are gained by the means, appropriate means, Artha, Kama, the means for gaining the Artha, Karma Kanda of the Veda. This Atma Kamaha, this Atma Labha, that is Moksha, that is only through Jnanam, therefore Vedantaha. So Parama Labha, Atma Labha, Tal Labhaya. What is the means for Atma Labha? Jnanam, therefore Upanishad, Vedanta. Tal Labhaya, for the gaining of which? Tal Labhaya, Tasya Labhaya. Pravachanadayaha, Pravachanadayaha. Here Pravachanam is not a discourse here. Pravachanadayaha, Pravachana, Adipadat, Medha, Shut, then Shruti, etc. All those which are highlighted in the mantra, that also Pravachanadayaha. That is learning the Veda, chanting of the Veda, knowing the entire Veda by heart, with all the Karmakanda and Vedanta, not knowing the meaning, just memorizing the entire Veda and able to chant. The entire Veda is in the mind. Therefore, the person becomes a Vedi. Of course, a person, a Vedika, must know his own Veda. In addition to his own Veda, whatever Veda he belongs to, or at least a Shaka, at least a Shaka he must know. But in those days, in addition to knowing one's own Veda, they study other Veda and also and they have mastery over that. That's why they have the name Vivedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi iti. Even now that names are as surnames is there. You'll see among the people. Chaturvedi, Vivedi. It means their ancestors must be a Chaturvedi, yeah, Dvivedi, Trivedi. They must have studied the entire Veda, no entire Veda by heart. So therefore, they got knowledge of the entire Veda. Knowledge, that is chanting knowledge, Ratanam, not the meaning. So therefore, chanting and Medha Shakti is there, and the Shruti, we have heard, listening to the Vedas, or listening to the Angas of the Veda. Bhashyakara will see that. So Pravachanadayaha includes other than the main sadhanam, Shravanam, Vedanta Shravanam. So all the sadhanam other than Vedanta Shravanam, they are included in Pravachanadayaha. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, it is said, Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. Tapaswadhyaya Pravachane the Pravachanam, Swadhyaya Pravachanam. That Pravachanam, Swadhyaya Pravachanam is study and sharing. So Swadhyaya, Swadhyaya. Swa Shastra Shaka Adhyayana. So the learning the Veda, etc., this committing the entire Veda to memory, it involves a lot of effort. So they know the entire Veda by heart, and it requires Meda Shakti. So therefore, they are the means. Atmalabha, Tallavaya Pravachanadeha, Upayaha, Pagulyena Karta. Therefore, the Vedas have to be studied, and all the other shastrams connected to understanding the Veda also. That is, they also have to be studied because they are the Upayaha, they are the means. They are the Upayaha, Bagulyena, excessively, Kartavyaha iti prapte. So, Atmalabhaya, for the gaining of Atma, the study of the entire Veda, the knowledge of the entire Veda, and Upayaha. Upayaha is Upaya, the efforts are the means. Upayaha. Upaya is the, can take it as efforts, various efforts. Bhagavachanam. Bahulyena kartavyaha should be employed excessively. So the Veda have to be studied, Vedanga have to be studied, Vedanga, the Tiruktam, Chandas, Jyotisham, Vyakaranam also. So all these things have to be studied for Atmalavaya iti prapte. Iti prapte, iti vichare prapte sati. This is the thinking. If one thinks for gaining the Atma, one has to study the entire Veda and also the connected Vedangas and Upaveda, etc. Everything have to be studied. If one thinks so, then the Upanishad says, Na ayam Atma pravacharena labhyaha. The Upanishad says, Atma na labhyaha. It is not gained by pravachana, by just by reciting the Veda, just reciting the Veda from your memory. Na pravachanena labhyaha, just by pravachanam. Na medhaya. Medhaya is by Meda Shakti, that memory is there. So you have developed intense memory. Entire Veda is committed to memory. Because your memory, high memory, and because you know the entire Veda, therefore you know all the Shastra connected to Veda also. Vedanga also you know. But Atma is not Labhyaha. You may be a Medhavi. Medhavi with regard to Meda Shakti. Meda Shakti, you are therefore Medhavi. You are a scholarly person. Scholarship is there. Not only the Vedangas and all the other Shastras, connected Shastras. We have huge literature. So that you know Medhavi. And Shrutena, you have listened to various Shastras. Shastras here, various Shastra is, you have to understand here, not Vedanta. Vedanta Shravanam is not said here. Because Vedanta Shravanam is a primary sadhanam, without which Jnanam is not possible. How do you say it's a primary sadhanam? See, when we read this shloka, we have to keep in mind the shlokas what we have read before. Satyena labhyaha tapasa hesha atma samyak jnanena brahmacharyena nityam, we saw before. So samyak jnanam, how is it possible? That is Vedanta Shravanam is samyak jnana. Vedanta Shravanena samyak jnana bhavati. Punah, in fact, Shravanam kuryat. Vedanta, the Upanishads, have to be listened to again and again. It is not just one time. So that the teaching of the Upanishad is strongly entrenched in the mind. The mind requires constant remembrance of the teaching. Otherwise, the mind has, since it has a problem of forgetfulness. Though it has studied, it forgets. And therefore, you won't see any significant change happening in you. Therefore, constant remembrance. That's the effort, in fact, required. Now, here Shrutena is listening. So is it Vedanta Shravanam? No, it is not Vedanta Shravanam. It is listening to the Shastra other than Vedanta we have to take. Or we can take listening to Vedanta without proper qualification, or listening to Vedanta we can take to be listening from the teacher who is not qualified, anadhikari. Teacher also should be an adhikari. Student also should be an adhikari. So therefore, Shrutena we can be taken as listening to Shastra other than Vedanta, or listening to Vedanta without being adhikari, or being adhikari listening to Vedanta from a non-adhikari teacher. That is also possible. So by all this, Atma is na labhyaha. So we said Veda Shakti is important, and other Vedangas, Vyakaranam also important. Now it is the Shruti dismisses. So that we have to understand here. The Shruti here, it praises that Purushartha Nishchaya, the Mumukshutvam. Therefore, other sadhanas are played down. It's not that other sadhanas are not are unimportant, but when the choice comes, Mumukshutvam or this Mumukshutvam. If Mumukshutvam is there, then the end is the end is very well accomplished. If Mumukshutvam is not there, all these sadhanas, disciplines are there, then what is the point? The end is not going to be accomplished. So that is why it is the other means of gaining moksha. The other means supporting means. Supporting means of gaining moksha. It is not that they are not required supporting only, but the main is mukshutva, moksha, icha, moksha, icha, atma kama, atma icha. So therefore, other sadhanas are, when it is negated, it doesn't mean they are not, they are useless. They have got their place. But they are not enough alone for getting moksha. For getting moksha, what is important is the person has to be a mumukshu. He must have clarity with regard to what he wants. He must have chosen moksha as the priority, and other things subserve the priority, the moksha purushartha. The purushartha nishchaya. So purushartha nishchaya is highlighted. Therefore, the other sadhanas are dismissed, as though dismissed, not really dismissed. Veda Shakti is required. What we study, we need to remember, and we need to. We always recommend to memorize the Upanishad, memorize what we study, Gita, Upanishad. Therefore, pravachana. But they are all the only supporting. Keep our mind always engaged, busy in Vedanta. We connected to the Shastra. They're all secondary. The primary is the sadhana is mokshutva. Moksha is the priority. So Dagda Shiraha, the person should be a Dagda Shiraha. So that is what is the meaning here. So this is the method with the Shruti handles. Even Gita also. Anashita karma palam karyam karma karoti yaha sasanyasi icha yogi cha aniragni nachakriyaha iti in the 6th chapter we saw. So yeah, that shloka, the Gita says he's not just a sannyasi. He's not a sannyasi just by renouncing all the karma and doesn't perform by not performing any action, doesn't become sannyasi. Then who is sannyasi? Who performs karma without being attached to the karma palam. There is no pressure for the desire for the results of action. The karma is a yogi. The karma yogi is praised. Not that person who has given up everything, who has given up the fire ritual, doesn't do any karma. He may be a sannyasi, but compared to karma yogi, the comparison is made. It's not that sannyasi is underestimated or is demeaned. It is a nyaya. It is a particular method of highlighting, of presenting or emphasizing the sadhana. So the same thing here also Shruti handles. So Nayamatma Pravachane Labhyaha. So by Pravachana, this Atma is not gained, not by Meda, not by Shruti. So Atma Lavaya Pravachanadayaha Upayaha Bahulyana Kartavyaha iti prapte idam uchyate. No, then Yamaivesh yam eva yeshaha vrunute tena labhyaha. We will see the literal meaning and then we will see what the actual meaning. Yam eva yeshaha vrunute. Yeshaha vrunute tena labhyaha. Tena labhyaha. Yam, that is the seeker. Yam vrunate. Yeshaha yam vrunate. Yeshaha referring to this, the mumukshu, the seeker. Yeshaha yam yeshaha yam vrunate. The seeker who chooses to know. Yam paramatmanam. Yam referring to the Paramatma. So Yeshaha, since we talk about Atma, na ayam Atma, therefore Yeshaha is there. Yeshaha can be taken as Atma. So if you take the literal meaning, this Atma chooses whom? Yam Yeshaha vrunute. Te labhyaha. It is attained by that person. Yam Yeshaha vrunute tena labhyaha. So Yeshaha, since ayam Atma, ayam iti referring to ayam Atma, therefore Yeshaha also must be referring to the Atma. So if you take Yeshaha to be Atma, the Atma chooses. Whom the Atma chooses, that person, tena labhyaha, it is gained by that person. That is moksha, jnanam. Moksha is gained by that person only, whom this yeshaha, this chooses. Vrunute chooses. Vrunu. Vrunute, vrindatu. Ninth, vrunute, it is fifth gana also. Ninth gana also it is there. Vrunute, atmanipadi. Uvepadi, in fact. So yeshaha vrunute, this Atma chooses. Whom this Atma chooses, that person attains. How can the Atma choose? Does Atma has a choice? So therefore, this is a figurative expression. We don't take it literally. That's why we say the seeker who chooses to know the Atma, the choosing is there. The choosing tatsavitur vareniyam, to be chosen. The Gayatri Mantra, vareniyam. It is not stumbled upon. One has to choose. Tatsavituhu, vareniyam. Yodeva savita, asmakam diyaha, dharmadi gocharaha, Rere tasya yadvargaha tadvarenyam upasmahe iti. This is Smarta Gayatri. Tadvarenyam upasmahe. That should be chosen. So the choosing, that one has to choose that. So the one who chooses, this Atma chosen by whom? That person is attained. That is the meaning we give. How we give and all we will see the Bhashya. So it is not that literally we cannot take Atma chooses. Some people literally take that meaning, but what they understand by that they only know. How can Atma choose? It is not randomly Atma chooses and gives moksha. How can Atma choose? How can Atma operate? In the sense of, it's not a karta. Choosing implies kartrutva. Choosing implies Atma is akarta, always akarta. Always akarta, bhokta. Na karta, na karayita. So how can Atma vrunute? How can we take the Yeshaha to be mean Atma? That is a figurative expression. Whom this Atma chooses, that person gains. That the person gains Atma. Meaning, the seeker who chooses to know Paramatma. Yam Paramatmanam, the seeker vrunate, the chooser, the seeker chooses. Because of the choice, is blessed with the knowledge of Atma. That is what we have to take the meaning. Tena labhyaha, tena, the choosing is the tena grihitatvena, tena labhyaha, by his choice he gains. And we are supporting also. We have to see the context and take the meaning. Tat savituhu varenyam. So therefore varenyam, varaniyam. As Nachiketa chose, we have supporting Shruti, even Kathopanishad. Even in Kathopanishad, when Nachiketa, we have seen Nachiketa was offered 3 boons. He was offered 3 boons. The first 2 boons he encashed. The first 2 boons he got. But what about the last boon? Last boon, he wanted to know the Atma Tattvam. Yayam prete vichikitsa manushya astityeke nayam asti iti chaike. That boon he chose. He chose. Oh, he could have chosen something else instead of Atma Jnana. Why did he choose? That is his choice. So he has got clarity with regard to what he wants. He's a mumukshu. He's a jignasu. He knows. So therefore he chose, in spite of Yamadharmaraja tempting him, but he came back and asked, I have this Anyatra Dharmat, Anyatra Dharma, Anyatra Dharmat. That alone I want to know. I don't want to know any other thing. First he asked, Yayam Prete Vichikitsa Manushye. Astityeke Nayam Astiti Cheke iti Etat Vidya Manushishtastvayam Varanam Yesha Varatrityaha iti he asked. When Yamadharmaraja was trying to divert him, again he went back to the same thing. It is in spite of Yamadharmaraja's attempt, he was completely, he was sticking only to his goal, his choice. Varaniyam, that is Varaniyam. So that shows that the clarity. Anyatra dharma, anyatra dharma, anyatra asmat krita krita, anyata bhuta cha bhavya cha, yatat pashati tadvada. You tell me that alone I want. So other things and all secondary. This is my primary varam. Therefore, varam. Varanam yesha varatrityaha yatat pashyati tadvada. Iti was very clear about his choice. So varaniyam. So by that choice alone, this Atma is gained. Choice, being endowed with free will. Choice is there. Therefore, choosing moksha as a priority. Purushartha nischaya and therefore moksha. Tera labhyaha. By that choice, Yasma is gained. One who has clarity, he will have the right choice. The right choice, by right choice and the right effort, the end is gained. Tena labhyaha. Tasya yesha atma vivrante tanum swam. To him alone, this atma, swam tanum. Swam tanum, its nature. Vivranute. Here Vivranute reveals. Atma Swarupam is revealed to the person who has made this choice. So, this person has made a clear choice. Therefore, Atma Swarupam, Atma reveals to him. So, therefore, the choice, the choice meaning the mumukshutvam is the primary sadhana. Therefore, the mumukshutvam is highlighted. Tasya to that person, Tasya referring to that person who has made the choice to know Atma, is a mumukshu. Tasya, this Atma, Vivrunutte. Atma Pratama Vibhakti, Vivrunutte. Swam Tanum Vivrute. Swam, one's own. Tanum. Tanum meaning nature. Swarupam. Atma Swarupam. Atma Swaswarupam, Atma Swarupam, Vivrunute reveals. Pratibhadayati. Reveals. Nityartaha. In fact, this mantra, the same, similar mantra we saw in Kathopanishad also. Nayam Atma Pravachanena Vadhyaha. Na Medhaya, na Bhaguna Shutena. Yame Vaishya Vrunute Thena Labhyaha. Tasya Tasyesha Atma Virunate Tanum Swam. So this mantra we have same mantra. If you see the Kathopanishad and this month, the Mundaka Upanishad, you will see many mantras. Many mantras are similar. So this mantra we have seen even in Kathopanishad. Anyway, here in this context, in this what Bhashyakara says, we will see. Yeah. Let us read the Bhashyam. Yaha ayam atma
Yaha ayam atma
vyakyataha
व्याख्यातः
Vyakyatah
यस्य
व्याख्यातः
yasya labhaha paraha purusharthaha
लाभः
Labhaha
यस्य
paraha
परः
लाभः परः
purushartha
पुरुषार्थः
पुरुषार्थः
na asau veda shastradyayana bhagulyena pravachanena labhyaha
न
Na aso
असौ
न
Veda
असौ
Shastradhyayana
वेदशास्त्राध्ययन
वेदशास्त्राध्ययन
Bahulyena
बाहुल्येन
Pravachanena
प्रवचनेन
Labhyaha
लभ्यः
प्रवचनेन लभ्यः
eshaha atma vyakyataha. This is the atma vyakyataha is, that is the atma which is vyakyataha, which is talked about. Vyakyataha, Vyakyanam, commented, explained, talked about. So, Yasya Labhaha, Labha of this Atma, Paraha Purusha, Parapurushartaha, Moksha Purushartaha, Parava Purushartha. It is highest goal. So, therefore, Atma Labhaha is the highest goal, highest Purushartha. And that Atma alone is Vyakyataha, talked about. Na so Veda Shastra Adhyayana Bahulyena Pravachanena Labhyaha, Na Labhyaha. That Atma is Na Labhyaha. Eshaha Atma Na Labhyaha. Ayam Atma Na Labhyaha. Pravachanena Kevalena Pravachanena. Only by Pravachana. So Pravachana, as I told you, not it is talking here. Swadhyayaha Adhyetavyaha. That studying once the Veda alone by person cannot become the person cannot be free from Ajnana. He cannot be he cannot gain Atma Jnana by just by studying the Veda. He knows the entire Veda, chants the Veda. So it doesn't mean that study of Vedas are not useful. Vedic study, the study of Vedas, committing the entire Veda into memory is not easy. No. Therefore, depending on the context, we have to take this Vedic studies, studying the Veda, the entire Veda, and that to commit it to memory is it's a big thing. It's not easy. And all these great Vedic Pandits, you have the entire Veda in the mind. So therefore, it is useful. But is it useful for gaining the knowledge of Atma? That is what is talked about here. So therefore, pravachanena meaning kevalena pravachanena Atma nalabhya. Only by the studying the Veda, the entire Veda, Atma is not gained. You may chant the Veda, entire Veda, the recitation, that is good. But the knowledge of Atma is important. By that only moksha is gained. Therefore, Atma Jnanam is emphasized. The limitation of just chanting the Veda and knowing the entire Veda is highlighted. That alone is not sufficient. Atma Jnanam is important. Similarly, na Vedaya iti. So therefore, here it is said, Sarva Shastra Adhyayanam, entire Shastra, Sarva Shastra Adhyayana Bahulyena. The entire Shastra is committed to them, is studied. Sarva Shastra, all the Shastra, Veda Shastra, Veda Shastra, and Shastra connected to the Veda also. Adhyayana, Bahulyena. So study and reciting the entire Veda and connected to the Veda, connected to Veda, other Shastra also, all the Vedangas also, including Jyotisha, Chandas, Vyakaranam, etc. Everything, all the Vedanga, Shadanga, Adhyayana, Bhagulyena. Bhagulya means excessive, abundance. So abundance of Adhyayanam, lot of Adhyayanam done. That is the Pravachana. By that, Tena, Atma, Aso Atmana Labhyaha. By that, Atma is not gained. You may repeat the entire Veda, you may even repeat the entire Ashtadhyayi, Vyakaranam. But Atma Jnanam is not gained. Does it mean Vyakaranam is not important? That is not the point. Does it mean Chandas, Jyotisha, Niruktam, all the Veda Anga, 6 limbs are not required? That is not the point. In fact, all those are supporting to understand and analyze the Vakyas of the Veda. They have their purpose, they have their utility. But that alone is not enough for Atma Labha. So therefore, Parvachanena na labhyaha iti. Then the next line. Tatha na medhaya
तथा न मेधया
granthartha dharana shaktya
ग्रन्थार्थधारणशक्त्या
धारणशक्त्या
similarly na medhaya medha shakti grahana dharana shakti medha suktam is the medha shakti is what everyone aspires for, able to grasp the subject matter immediately, quickly. No need to listen again and again to understand. When it is said once, immediately it is understood. Medha Shakti, and it is retained also. That is also important. Grasping as well as retention. Grasping is retention is not there, it's a problem. Again, you have to listen. So grasping and retention. Grahana Dharana Shakti. The power of grasping and the retention, that memory. Memory is important. But that memory, with that memory alone, can you be in moksha? No. You know all the Shastra, everything is memory. So, Dharma Jnanam is not something you need to remember. That doesn't depend on memory. It's a Jnana. Not that it is something all the time you have to keep remembering. It is Swarupa Jnana. Medha Shakti, Medha is required for knowing that which are other than you. You know a particular subject. It means you know all the technical details with regard to the subject. That have to be retained for the application. What about Atma Jnanam? Should we require memory for Atma Jnana? Do we memorize our name? The moment our name is called, we turn back and see. This similarly here also, this Atma Jnanam, for that, this Medha Shakti, Medhayana Labhyaha. The Jnana is not Labhyaha by Medhaya alone. It is supportive, but not by that alone. That is the Grantartha Dharana Shaktya. Grantasya Artaha. The Grantha, the text, the meaning of the text. Grantha referring to all the Shastra, Veda connected to Veda, all the Shastra. So Grantartasya Dharanam. And Dharana, that is a Shakti. Grantartasya Dharana, Grantartasya Grantasya Artaha, Grantartasya Dharanam, Grantarta Dharanam, and that Grantartasya Dharana Shakti, that is a Shakti. Shaktya Taya, Tena, Medhaya, Atmana Labhyaha. So, therefore, memory is required, but memory alone is not. With memory alone, one cannot gain moksha. So, therefore, na medaya iti. Grantartha dharana shaktya na labhyaha. Grantartha meda shakti, the dharana shakti is required, but that alone cannot be the means for moksha. They're all supporting means. Next one. Na bahuna shuthena.
न
बहुना
न बहुना
श्रुतेन
श्रुतेन
Napi bhuyasa shravanena ityartah.
न अपि
नापि
भूयसा
यसा श्रवणेन
श्रवणेन इत्यर्थः.
So we have to be careful here. Shrutena, Shruti, Shru, Shruyate iti Shrutihi, Shruti and Shrutam. By listening to Shastram, you will not Atmana Labhyaha, Bhaguna Shrutena, lot of listening. You can listen to Vedanta. Vedanta Shravanam is important. You can listen, there is no limit. You can. But here, not Vedanta is not talked about. Na Bhaguna Shrutena, listening to the Shastram other than Vedanta. So, therefore, Na Bhaguna Shrutena, you listen to so many things other than Vedanta. So therefore, listen to many things. The Tarka Shastram is there, Nyaya Shastram is there, other darshanas are there, even Nastika Darshana. So you may be highly knowledgeable by listening to that, but Atma Labhyaha is Atma is attained by that knowledge. No. Again, it is not underestimated. Those knowledge are fine. But other darshana we study and we dismiss all. In order to dismiss and to make our knowledge doubt free, we do that. That's all in the form of Puru Pakshi and all we see the Bhashyan. But that by that alone, Atma is not gained. So, therefore, Shrutena, the Shruti, Shravanam. Shravanam is a general word, but here Shravanam referring to the discipline other than this Atma Jnana, other than Vedanta. So, Tarka Shastra, Nyaya, etc., all those things. All those things are talked about, not Vedanta. So, therefore, too much listening. So, Atma is not Labhyaha by too much of listening also, too much of study. Listening is study, study of other Shastram. So, Shrutena is equal to Shravanena. Na Bhuyasa Shravanena, by too much Bhuyasa, lot of Shravanam. Shravanam of what is important? That we have to supply. Shravanam of not Vedanta, lot of listening. Even in Vedanta also, if you take, you listen to Vedanta, but mind is not attentive. Or listen to Vedanta if you are not an Adhikari, if you want to gain scholarship, only want scholarship, it's only academic usage. Atmana Labhyaha. If the person is not an Adhikari, then by listening, nothing will happen. A person from whom he listens, if he is not an Adhikari, then also. That is why Adhikari, Shishya should be Adhikari, and Guru also must be an Adhikari. And Guru Adhikaritvam is, how do you know the Adhikaritvam of the Guru? The Sampradaya, because of Sampradaya, it is taken for granted. Because he has a Guru, therefore he must be. At least that benefit of doubt is there to be given. Whereas for the person who listens, he must evaluate himself to see whether he is an Adhikari, whether he has got clarity with regard to what he wants, and priority is there. Therefore, without that, Bhuyasa Shavanena Atmana Labhyaha, Atma is not gained. Or we can take is listening to other Shastram. That is what we have to take. Depending on becoming on the context. Otherwise, it will become contradictory. Shravanam is a means we say. Now, Bhuyasa Shravanena na Labhyaha means just the previous section. Samyak Jnanena Atma Labhyaha it is said. Samyak Jnanam only by that is Shravanam alone. So, therefore, we have to reconcile the contradiction. Therefore, only we say Bhuyasa Shravanam means listening to Shastram other than Vedanta. Then the next line. Kena tarhi labhyaha ityuchyate.
केन तर्हि लभ्यः इत्युच्यते.
Then by what means? Yeah, this Atma is gained, attained, or attainable. What is the means? If it is asked, then it is said, Yam eva paramatmanam.
Yam
यम्
eva
एव
यम् एव
परमात्मानं
परमात्मानमेव
Paramatmanam eva. You can read that. Yam eva paramatmanam eva.
Yam
यम्
eva
एव
paramatmanam eva
परमात्मानम् एव
एव
Yeshaha vidvan.
एषः
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 विद्वान्
विद्वान्
Vrinute praptum ichati.
वृणुते
वृणुते
वृणुते प्राप्तुम्
प्राप्तुमिच्छति
प्राप्तुमिच्छति
इच्छति
Tena varena.
तेन
तेन
वरणेन
तेन
वरणेन
वरणेन
Varanena. Yeshaha paramatsi. Tena varanena. By that choice. So, tena varanena. Yeshaha paramatma labhyaha.
एषः
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 परमात्मा
परमात्मा
लभ्यः
परमात्मा
लभ्यः
लभ्यः
Na anyena sadhanantarena.
न अन्येन
अन्येन
साधनान्तरेण
साधनान्तरेण
किं केन लभ्यः तर्हि केन लभ्यः केन तर्हि केन लभ्यः आत्मा? By what means atma is attained? If it is asked, then yam eva, m is equal to paramatmana. Yeshaha vidwan. Vidwan is, here vidwan is not jnani, this mumukshuhu ityartha, sadakaha. It's a viveki, vidwan, dhiraha, viveki, informed person, it to become a jnani. So vidwan, again vidwan. You take the meaning depending on the context here. Bhashakara says, Yeshaha referring to, Yeshaha meaning Vidwan, the seeker, the sadakaha, ityartaha. Yeshakaha, Vidwan, Yam Paramatmanam, Eva Vrunute, this sadaka, Vrunute, Kriyapadam, he chooses what? Paramatmanam. Praptam Ichati. Vrunute is equal to Praptam Ichati. It desires to choose. Praptam Ichati, to gain. Ichati, he desires. Praptam Ichati, he desires to know. He desires to gain. So therefore choice is there. Brunate, he chooses. That's why we say chooses. Brunate is equal to Praptam Ichati. He wants to, he desires to attain, desires to gain. Therefore choice. Tena Varanena, by that choice, by that choosing is there. Choice is there. This Eshaha Atma Paramatma Labhyaha. By that alone, this Paramatma is Labhyaha, is gained, attainable. So therefore, when the Vidwan chooses Paramatma, because he chooses, the choice is there, he gains Paramatma. He chooses, therefore he gains. Choice is there, the appropriate application of this choosing the faculty, he chooses, therefore he gains. Therefore, Paramatma Labhyaha. So Paramatma Labhyaha, Labhyaha means what? Labhyaha gains, attains. What is there to attain? What is there attained? Atma is already attained. It is already accomplished, already available. Because it is myself. Because I take myself to be a parichinnaha, apurnaha, jivaha, inadequate. Therefore only I want to be free. Therefore I want to gain that which is free. I want to be that which is free from limitation. Therefore only labhyaha praptavyaha iti the word. It is Atma is myself. Therefore there is nothing to attain. I am always, I am that what I seek. I am never bound. That bondage is a notion. If I am bound, I can never be free. If I am free, I need not be free. Then what is this? What is this? The Purushartha is. It is knowledge. It is knowledge. Therefore, to understand that I am free. It is not to make myself free. Already I am free. So to understand that I am always free. The Swarupam of Atma is, it is always Nitya Mukta Swabhava, Swarupaha. It is always free. Bandha is not really, Bandha is real and Atma can never be free. Therefore, what is freedom? The freedom is knowledge, knowing that I am free. So knowing myself to be that person who is free, who is non-demanding person, free from desires, even the desires also. Anatma Icha, all these are. This Icha is for the sake of Atma, not for the sake of Anatma. Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavati. So therefore only choice is involved. If you have desire for Anatma, you can work to gain Anatma. But what about Atma? It is not something to begin. It is Praptasya Prapti. It is with Siddhasya Siddhihi. That's why Vittasya Vittihi, knowing the known. But that's not completely known. That is why it is here you need to choose. That is why Varenyam, Tatsavituhu Varenyam. Otherwise, why Tatsavituhu Varenyam? Why even in the Gayatri Mantra it should be there. Varenyam should be chosen because this Atma you cannot stumble upon. You can stumble upon many things in life. can stumble upon, if you want to buy an object or a thing, you stumble upon that item in Amazon, you come across that item in somewhere in Flipkart, stumble upon, by chance you get to see that, get to know that. What about this Atma? You cannot stumble upon this Atma. Because as Swamiji says, the one who stumbles is Atma. Therefore, there is no stumbling upon this Atma. You will not come across this Atma by chance. You have to make a choice, deliberate choice. That is why Vrunute, the word is important. Tena Varanena, choice is there. Endowed with free will and endowed with the faculty of choosing. Therefore, Tena Varanena, by that choice. Na Anyana Sadhanantare, not by any other means. Choice. Therefore, Mumukshutvam, the Mukti Micha. The Icha is you apply your Icha. Icha is a privilege. That Icha, the desire is properly directed, not towards Anatma, it is directed towards Atma. Choice is there. Therefore, na anyena sadhananta tarena, not by any other means this Paramatma is gained only by choice, appropriate choice, choosing. Choosing is involved. We are choosy about so many things. What about with regard to choosing the Atma? You have to choose to know it. When you choose, then it will choose. That is the idea. When you choose, you will not miss it. When the choice is firm, then you will not miss it. That is what it said figuratively. Atma reveals you, Atma chooses you. When your choice is clear, when you choose to know firmly, then Atma has to reveal its nature. You have to know the Swarupa of yourself. There is no other choice. So by choosing the choosing, you choose, and it's figuratively presented just Atma chooses you. Atma doesn't choose, you choose. And the Atma reveals. Yam Paramatmanam Yeshaka Brunute. Tena Labhyaha. By that choice alone, it is gained. So here, a grammatical point is that Yam Atmanam. Yam Eva Paramatmanam Brunute. Tena is there. Yam. So Yam is Yat Shabda. Tena is Tat Shabda. Generally, we use Yad and Tad, Yatat Sambandha, Yaha Ramaha, Saha, Vanam Gachati. Yaha Dasharatasya Putraha Ramaha, Yaha Dasharatasya Putraha, Saha Ramaha. So the Yaha Saha referring to the same thing, Yatat Sambandha. But here, Yam is the Yam. Yam Paramatmanam. Here Bhashaka says Yam Paramatmanam. Yeshaha. Yam Yeshaha Vrunute. So here, this the Yam and this Tena, that Yattad doesn't refer to the same thing. The Tena which is in Tritiya Bhakti, in the mantra, Yam Yeshaha Vrunute Tena Labhyaha, Tena Tritiya. What Tritiya is that? Is it Kartari Tritiya or Karana Tritiya? Kartari means a person. Kartari means the person. So Tena means that by that person, Tena Labhyaha, it is attained by that person. If you take Karna Tritiya, if it is by that choice, the choice is the Karana. So, if you take here, if you take Tena to be the choice, then what about Yam? Yam cannot refer to Atma, Paramatma. Yam cannot refer to Paramatma. Tena meaning the choice. Tena, there is a Karanam. Tena Varanena, by that choice. If you take Tena to be Karana, then Yam must refer to the choice alone. But Yam referring to Paramatma here. Therefore, there's a contradiction. So there is no Yatha Sambandha here. But here, we have to take the context and arrive at the meaning. Yam referring to Paramatma. There is no doubt. Yam Paramatma, that Atma, Yam Paramatma Vrunte, that Atma he chooses. Tena. Tena is refers to choosing that, the choice. If you take like that, then it is against the grammar, against the grammar, because yet tada should be related connected to the same thing. Tena referring to choosing, and yam referring to Atma, Paramatma, they refer to two different things. So if you take it literally, if you take it go by grammar, then you won't be able to arrive at the meaning. But Shastram, what is important is you have to arrive at the meaning. The meaning is important. You have to arrive at the meaning in keeping with the Tatparyam of the Shastram. Therefore, you have to make some compromise in the grammar. So you cannot apply grammar as it is here. So therefore, here, between the grammar and the Tatparya, you have to wait which one is prior, which one is important. When such situation arises, grammatical approach is negated, suspended. We will suspend the grammatical approach. We will see the Tatparyam. What is Tatparyam of the mantra? So therefore here we say Tena. If you take Atma Paramatma, Tena must be also Tena Paramatmana should be. But we make a compromise. We take, instead of Tena to be Paramatma, we can take Paramatma Varanena, choosing the Paramatma, not Paramatma. Yam referring to Paramatma, Yam Paramatmanam, but Tena referring to not Paramatmana, but Paramatma Varanena. You have to take Tena Paramatma Varanena Labhyaha. You have to take the meaning in keeping with the Tatparya. In fact, there is a Tika, Maniprabha Tika. A Tika is that there the Tikakara says that is it's another interpretation. It is another interpretation. The Tika, I will try to show the Tika. It is another interpretation that also it is fine. That also we can take. That is Yadva or Yeshaha Paramatma. Yeshaha Paramatma. So taking the meaning of the word Yeshaha in the mantra to be not the sadhaka, not the mumukshu, but as Paramatma. This is another interpretation by Maniprabha Kana. Yeshaha, taking the meaning of Yeshaha to be Paramatma, and he is Gurumurtistaha. Guruhu Eva, Guruhu Murti, Gurumurtihi, Gurumur, then Gurumurtau Tishtati iti Gurumurtistaha. Gurumurtistaha. Gurumurti, it's a good name. So Guruhu Murtihi in the form of the Guru, in the form of the teaching, the manifesting, that is the Paramatma, which manifests in the form of the Guru Murti, means the form of the teaching through the Guru, that teaching which is present in the Guru, that manifest. So therefore, Guru Murti Staha, Guru Murtau Tishtati. What Tishtati? Teaching, Upadesha. So Yeshaha Paramatma, this Paramatma, which is in the form of Jnanam, which is in the form of Upadesha, which is in the teacher. Teacher has the knowledge. Therefore, Guru Murti Staha. Yam referring to Adhikariyam, Adhikarinam eva brunute. Yam Adhikarinam. Yam is now here, the Tikakara takes the meaning of the word Yam to be Adhikari, Adhikarinam. Bhashyakara takes Yam to be Paramatmanam. Yam to be Paramatmanam, Tena to be Paramatma Varanena. Bhashyakara takes. But here the Tika, here is Maniprabhakara says, takes the Yeshaha to be Paramatma and Yam to be Adhikarinam. Yam Adhikarinam Brunute. That is this Yeshaha Paramatma Gurumurtistaha Adhikarinam Brunute. That is, the student is blessed by the teacher, by his teaching. Gurumurtistaha yeshaha Paramatma, this Paramatma, which manifests in the form of Upadesha, by which the student, Adhikari, is blessed. Therefore, the teaching chooses this person. The teaching means the teacher chooses. The teacher chooses to teach the person, Adhikari, the student, the disciple. So that therefore, Yam Adhikarinam Vrinute, Anugrunnati. Vrinute is equal to Anugrunnati. Kaha Anugrunnati, the teaching blesses the student. Anugrunnati, that is a Vrinute, Anugrunnati. Tena, by that, Guru Anugrihitena, Tera Guru Anugrihitena, by the blessing of the Guru, the blessing in the form of the teaching. Tena Guru Anugrihitena Purushena, the one who is blessed by the teaching of the Guru, that is Shastram. Blessing in the form of teaching, that is Jnanam. Therefore, and the Jnanam is Grihita. By whom? By this sadhaka, this is disciple, that Purushena, Tena Purushena, Labhyaha, Jnatum Shakyaha, Saha Atma Ityartaha. Only when taught by the teacher, the student receives this jnana. So that is the meaning. So this meaning seems to be very good. So therefore, teacher is required. Without teacher, teaching not possible. And the taught also cannot exist. The student also cannot exist. Student cannot gain jnana. So jnatam shakya anyata na. Otherwise, knowledge is not possible for the student. Therefore, the student has to, the idea is that student has to get the grace, get the anugraha of the Guru, make himself to be a patram, a fit receptacle to receive this knowledge. When he becomes a fit recipient, then Guru anugraha would be there. By that, this adhikari will be blessed with the knowledge. That is Vrunute Anugrunnati. So Yeshaha Paramatma, this Paramatma, Gurumurtistaha, this Paramatma alone, which manifests in the form of, which is Gurumurtitaha, which is in the Guru Murti, in the form of the Guru, that blesses a student in the form of the teaching, Yam Adhikarinam Vrinute. By that, Guru Anugrihitena Purushena, by that person, Tena referring to Tena Sadhakena. So here, Yam referring to the Sadhaka. Yam Sadhakam Adhikarinam. Tena referring to the same person, Yam Adhikarina Sadhakena, who is Anugrihita, who is Guru Anugrihitena Purushena Sadhakena Adhikarina Labhyaha Jnatum Shakyaha Ityartha. This meaning seems to be very appropriate. In fact, Swamiji takes this meaning. Blessed by the teacher, the student knows. That is the meaning. So this is by Maniprabha. This also we refer. In fact, I refer frequently this. So that is what here, that is the meaning you can take. Chena Varnena Paramatma Labhyaha Na Anyena Sadhanantare. That we have to read, I think. I think we'll stop here. We'll continue. We'll continue in the next class. So we have to discuss other points. 4 lines are there, not be able to possible to complete today. So we will meet after Navaratri. Next week. Navaratri. So I thought we'll complete this, but it will take time. We won't be able to do it today. Okay, it doesn't matter. We will continue the week after next, or even after that. I didn't have to check the date. Okay, we'll stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवादः गुरुजी। धन्यवादः
धन्यवादः जी।